and I think that has really helped a lot to position once my brand, okay, to people. But for the live classes, I've not been able to do that. I reached out to you personally why I do not want to do that. And the one I even thought I would hold that I eventually ate, there was no one. Nobody joined, but at least I just went through it, thinking people would join. Well, so far so good. It's been a wonderful experience, and I'm willing to see it out for the remaining few days. Ho- Hopefully, we go over it again and see what we can probably modify to make sure that one's brand gets to the people that needs to see it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much for sharing your experience. Okay, so the beloved, you wanted to talk the other time. The beloved, are you still there? And who is the beloved? Do you mind renaming so that we know where exactly we are?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Isaiah Ogunde.
Isaiah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please go ahead.
Right. So, can I go ahead? Can you hear me?
Please shoot, we can hear you.
All right. Okay. So, for me, the experience so far has been amazing. I mean, um, I think I wasn't on the onboarding session, but the second session after the onboarding session, he talked about uh, we have a brand, and then there is enough adverts for our brand. Like there is a lot of things to talk about your line of profession. So if you want to be consistent, let's say 3 times a week, there is a lot of things to talk about. And the last session, you were talking about how we could use AI and all of those things. Actually, I've been using AI before now, but again, that session, changed my focus on how I can use AI. I mean, it is not about having the whole context ready. It's just having an idea, you know, just an idea. You put it down and you just give the AI a command that, okay, see, I have this idea. Let's see how we can create something from this idea. And I mean, it has been amazing. Like I've just been creating different type of even images, not only writing content now, even images, pictures. Like I'm a graphic designer. I don't even know anything about graphic. In fact, I used AI to do a graphic design for someone who was selling, and my graphic designer who used to do my own graphic was like, come, when did you start learning how to do graphic? And I said, let me show you. I did all of these things with AI. So to me, it has been amazing so far. Yeah, it has been very amazing. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you so much. It has been amazing, amazing, amazing. And it's good to have those testimonies. Right, so how many are we in the class now? We're about 18 in the class. So let's take one more feedback before we jump into what we have today. Right, so who is going to share with us this time around? Um, who is Ayokomi Badru? I'm trying to remember that name. The name keeps coming. I think that person has a good story to share. Yeah, Ayokomi Badru. Are you there? Or you just logged in and stepped out? Show your face. Show your face.
Yeah, let's
Good
hear
evening.
your voice. Yeah.
Good evening, Pastor. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay. My experience it's been wonderful. It's wonderful. Like I said the other day on the other group, that at least I did a live session for the first time, and it was amazing. It was amazing. I'm one person that is always very shy. Excuse me, but I did it that day, and it was nice. And then one of the things I've learned is that um, if you are not seated at the table, you're part of the menu. So that what keeps ringing a bell every day in my head. You need to be at the table if you don't want to be the menu. So, like I said, it's been wonderful. It's been amazing. It's been at least every day, you know, that you have to task your brain. You have to think on what should I do today? What should I post based on the task? And that has been helpful. It's been really, really wonderful having to task my brain, having to have something to do, having to have something to post every time. And I must say this, thank you, Pastor. Thank you. God bless you so much.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Okay. All right. So tonight we are talking money tonight. We are talking money, right? So how do you create products? Um how do you make money out of all of these things, right? So yeah, this is going to be like a build up. We're going to lay the foundation tonight, and I'll also share with us more on what we'll be doing next, in the course of the coming months. So we have an amazing person in the house who is renowned for helping people to build products for high net worth individuals, right? Like I was sharing in one of the places I visited today, I said, it's not that we don't have gifts, it is the people that we are serving that determines the value of that gift, whether we're going to get premium, or not. So this person helps coaches, and people, skilled people to create, high ticket offers. Yes, that's the name he calls it, high ticket offers, premium offers. All right, so it's going to be taking us for the next couple of minutes. Let's welcome Mr. Confidence O. Peters as he leads us in the next session. Mr. Confidence, you have the floor. You are a
Thank
co-host
you.
now. Would you want to use
very much,
slides?
sir.
Good evening.
Yes, of course I would. I'm trying to get my screen,
Okay.
you know. So, yes, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Pastor Ayo. Good evening, everyone. You're welcome. You are welcome. I want to especially appreciate Pastor Ayo for this entire program. Right. When I see please can you confirm that you can hear me? Please
Yes,
confirm that
we
you can
we
hear me.
can, though we can't
Yes,
see
we
your
can hear
screen
you.
We
yet.
can hear you, sir.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. So I want to especially appreciate Pastor Ayo. When I see the entire program, how he's engaging in the group. I just they count the money where I for charge all of us. But on a very serious note, I have been inspired by the efforts that Pastor Ayo has put into this. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you abundantly in Jesus' name. Scripture says that the husbandman shall be the first partaker. I think Reverend read it here yesterday or so. Was it today?
Yesterday.
So I trust God that even as we are talking all of this, that God increase and multiply yours in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. So I want to also really appreciate every single one of us for being consistent. I'm seeing us. We are posting. We are engaging, commenting on other people's posts. People are going live for the very first time. Oh, okay. I just realized that you have not seen my face. Let me so you can see my face before I start sharing my screen. Can you see my face?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Yes.
Okay. You are seeing my face. Okay.
Yes,
Yes. So this is my very handsome face,
and your
premium
slide
face.
too.
You are looking
Oh, you can
confident,
see my slide
Pastor.
too, right? Aha, wonderful, wonderful, glory. So you are seeing the very. I just want you to see the premium fees for a short time before we, you know, before we focus on the main thing. All right. So, but you can see my slide, right?
Yes.
Yes, you can see
Okay,
it.
okay. So
Yeah.
I will just keep my face a few minutes. Just see my face, enjoy it, let it, refresh you, make you happy, make you great, and then all right. Okay, so like I was saying, we have done a lot of work. I'm saying a lot of us, we are stretched, we are pushed. A lot of us have done so much. We have done what we have not initially done before. People are going live. I remember the earlier days when I was going live. I was conscious of what we say now. My 2 likes, me with my 0 like. But I really appreciate us for putting it out there. Putting out our content, putting out our thoughts. It takes some bit of courage. That is why when thank God we are distance, so I can use scriptures. Even in normal corporate setting, I use scriptures, so they should not call me back. But they call me back anyway. So, but that the Lord told Joshua, he said, be strong and courageous, especially when you're going to new terrains, when it's something that is not familiar, you be courageous, right? You may say, how are people going to take it? How are people going to respond? How are people going to act? But we thank the Lord that many of us have been engaging, many of us have been pushing, many of us have been working, many of us have been doing things that we have not done before. All right. So today we are talking about monetization and influence, right? So we're going to be talking offers, collaborations, partnerships, and of course, speaking. And maybe by now, stop. I will hide my face so that you can focus on my voice and the content. So please still confirm that you can hear me very clearly.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear, sir.
Wonderful,
Loud and clear.
wonderful. Right. So
Very loud.
the journey so far. I'm glad that we have already done the recap, so I'm not going to do a lot of it. But the first week, we looked at mindset and identity shifts, because one of the things that a conversation I've been having with my brother, which some of you may know him, he heads a unit in church, the Performing Heart. You see, there are many times you those programs that are plenty people on the stage that are dancing. Yes, he heads that unit. And we are saying that we are coming to the world where most people are going to be content creators doing business, as opposed to business owners creating content, right? It's we are getting into that world, and even alas, maybe it is even here, right? And so making that shift from just being an expert to being a visible authority, very important. And one of the phrases that Pastor Ayo said earlier on was, if you are not an option, you cannot be a choice. I don't know where it's getting all these very bullets. If you are not on the table, they are the menu. I be how you talk am. Very strong things like that. So but we looked at mindset and identity shift. And one of the fastest ways to shift your identity is to do something, to walk, to act. And when you take some action, you make some moves, you see that things just change. Some things that you believed about yourself, you see differently, right? I don't want to spend time here because we have a lot to do. So we looked at digital branding, digital personal branding, especially storytelling, when our facilitator, Bro Samuel, took us through that. And then last week, the platforms, the strategies, the tools, LinkedIn, YouTube, podcast. I'm seeing some of us dropping Zoom link. In fact, the initial Zoom link earlier today, I thought it was our Zoom link. I don't even know that somebody's doing everybody active. So that's wonderful. Today, we are talking about monetization and influence. In other words, how do we monetize all of this effort, all of this influence? How do we make the money, right? How do we make the money? So I'm going to be breaking it into 2 parts, and the Lord will give me strength and help us so that we can be able to cover it in about this 8:30. So we can be able to cover it in about 1 hour, and maybe take another 30 minutes, 20 minutes thereabout for question and answer. So we're going to break into 2 parts. One is offers. How do you monetize your digital influence? And then the second is going to be collaborations, partnerships, and speaking, right? This is creating opportunities to monetize your digital influence, right? And these 2 things are very important. And if you were watching the video that Pastor was playing earlier on, the YouTube video, when the man was talking about, he says the most important thing is to get the audience. If you don't have the audience, you can't make money, But because we've played in this space, we have made we have done some things and done some figures with the little audience. If you know how to walk through it, if you have the right offers, and even if you know how to establish the right collaborations and partnerships, and some of them are what we're going to dive into today. All right. So are we together? All right. So before we dive deep, I want to be sure that you are still here with me. So somebody who is ready to make money, type make money, make money, make money, make money. make money. I want to see it in the what's it called now? I want to see it in the comment section. Make money. If I don't see make money, I'm not continuing. No, make money online. In fact, okay, make money. Yes, come on now. Make money. Glory. Glory. I'm seeing it. Make money. Glory. It's prophetic. Okay. I'm seeing it. They're coming in. Yes. Make money. Yes. Yeah, with me. Yes. Let me tell us a very quick story. In 20, I think it was 2008 that we first came across, my brothers and I. We came across the idea that somebody can make money online. You say, hey, they can make money. But we learned all the wrong things. So, for example, we learned the things that talked about, let's say, I talked about reading emails and getting paid. I don't know, like you came across all those things. Surveys, online surveys. If you came across those things in those early years, so many of all those different things. We read surveys, we read emails, we did different things, ClickBank, affiliate, all of that stuff. I was not making any money, at least not from online anyway. And then something happened. So then I was just beginning to pick up my posting on social media here and there, little by little. I think maybe the money I made before then on Facebook was, somebody bought some ebooks that I got as a PLR rights. I said, okay, we'll get there. And so an ebook that I got the right to redistribute, somebody maybe sent me a recharge card of maybe 2K or something. Then I now started posting online. Started posting on Facebook, started posting on LinkedIn. And then on LinkedIn, I did something. I invited people for a strategy session. And if you check, I think it was in the group that Pastor was saying it, was talking about that you can, that's one of the ways, and we're going to get there. One of the ways that you can actually bring people into buying some of your high ticket, some of your higher price products or services is that you invite them to a conversation, you package it well, right? So for me, it was what is normally called the strategy session. And so this woman, she saw my post. She said, I said, hey, we are going to get on the strategy session. We're going to clarify what you want to accomplish in the next 12 months. We're going to identify the obstacles stopping you. We are going to, identify a next step plan and all of that. I said, you're going to leave this session renewed, re-energized to, pursue your business, hit your goals, give it a very good packaging, which I'm going to show you how to do anyway. And so she reached out to me, we scheduled a time, and we got on the call and we spoke. And after we spoke, it turns out that what she needed at that time, or what she wanted actually, was a proposal for some things that she was looking for. And then I charged that $200. $200 in 2013 was around 30,000. And so maybe about 2 or 3 or 4 days later, some days later, not too long, I woke up one morning, early in the morning, and I saw a alert notification. I said, finally, I am not cost. I said, finally, I am not cost. So you mean I can make money from this internet? I said, we are going to make money. We are going to make this money from this internet. And so since then, I have tried and sold many different things. So from consulting to coaching to online courses to ebooks, live events, virtual events, just different things that we're going to get into it. And it all boils down to one key idea. To monetize your digital influence, you must have something to sell. You must have something to sell. This is what Reverend keeps talking about, Reverend Sam. What are you selling? You say, let me ask your neighbor, what are you selling? See, please, I don't mind. If you can type it in the chat, what are you selling? I know that many of us now, we are posting and it's good. And maybe you have even gotten a little bit more attention than you have gotten before, which is very wonderful. But if you are going to monetize this thing, you are going to come to a point where you are going to sell something. So ask, what are you selling? What are you selling? Yes. Thank you, sir. Bola Uluwo. Sorry, let me not just let me stick with Mr. Bola. Mr. Emmanuel, thank you. What are you selling? Waiting you they sell. You got it right. I love that. Waiting you they sell. Yes, what are you selling? And this is very important. Now, I'm going to give us a total broad framework for thinking about this. And then I will now go deeply into how to turn it into an offer, right? Because this is very important. So this is digital monetization part. These are different things you can sell to make money, or different ways you can package what you have to make money, right? Digital monetization part. The first one, physical services. Now, if you're watching that video, he said you may not need to have it. You may not need. You need to have quite a good number of audience to start. But you know what? If you have a physical service that you are selling, you may not need more than 1 or 2 people to buy it per week. And in fact, you may not need more than 10, 15, 20 people. You know, I've heard of a few people that have less than 5,000 followers on Instagram, and they make at least $1 million a year. At least $1 million a year. In fact, one of my coaches, I was on a session with him sometime last year, and that session, it was just in his dining table, in his living room, and he says, and I know it because I've said it since 2020, he has made at least 1 billion naira, 1 billion, with all this coaching, consulting online, 1 billion. If you go and check him, I don't think he has more than 5,000 friends on Facebook. But he knows the right offers, he knows how to position them, he knows how to say it well, right? So if you have physical services, you run a school, you do painting, you do what's it called, fumigation and cleaning. What other physical services? Any kind of, you do bookkeeping for people. If you have a physical service, you can begin to position it and sell it online. I'm going to get to how to package it, but you can begin to position and sell it. All right. Next, physical product. I have a ton of people. I have clients that what they sell, physical product, from clothes to wigs to creams. If you have physical products, if you are making a special kind of chin-chin, yes, you can begin to sell it. If I don't know that you saw this ad. There was one ad that one lady, the ad went so much. I think even the ad itself went viral. She sells, is it cakes or something or snacks? And the ad is, what is happening, guys? I never see your order. Finish your girl with order. I don't know if anybody have seen that video. Finish your girl is waiting for order. Finish your girl with order. Right. So if you have physical products that you sell, online is a very powerful way. And we're going to get into one, not just how to package it, but how to actually sell it. Right. Physical products. Are we together? Are you with me so far? Let me know. Let me know that you're still with me. Okay. I want to be sure it's making sense. So physical product, then digital services. No, the first one is physical services. Digital services. Now, this difference between physical and digital services, that digital services, you may not need to be in the front or in the place with the prospect to carry it out. So consulting, for example. And if you are here, you have some kind of skill, some kind of expertise that you have done before, something you have built up over time, you can become a consultant. In fact, I can ordain you now a consultant if you are not. It's very simple. In fact, you can ordain yourself. I see the way to ordain yourself is after this class, just go to your bedroom, right? Take water, sprinkle on your head, look at the mirror and say, I am now a consultant. And that is the way. And you are ordained. You're ordained a consultant. The only thing is that you may just need to package it well, have a framework, have a process that is proven. But if you have some kind of expertise, one of the fastest paths to cash, one of the fastest paths to monetization is consulting. Just sharing your idea, your knowledge, because this thing that you take for granted, that you think, you know it now, it's nothing, it's common to you. A lot of people do not know it, and people will pay. We were taking a training one time, and it was it was a training for coaches, consultants. This was in like 2020. And so our facilitator was trying to get us to raise our prices to 2 million, 4 million, 8 million, for people to work with you for a short while. Then most people were still struggling to get to 300,000 because, for money, there's a lot of mental barrier for many people. And then one lady just says, oh, I do social media management. You charge at least $1 million per month. Everybody say, yeah. Something that you are doing for yourself, these things that you are already doing in the past 20 days. There are people, you already have more knowledge on this thing than some people, right? It's the same way. You'd be surprised, a business owner, you'd be surprised, an organization, you'd be surprised, an NGO that are willing to pay for it. And not just this, but your specific expertise. So coaching. So a lot of you that do counseling, you are giving advice for free. There's a lady, Eileen Wilder. Her and her husbands were pastors of a church for almost 20 years. And then before she heard of life coaching, she told somebody, what is that? They said, oh no, we give people advice, we help them put things together in their life. She said, I've been doing that now. That's what I've been doing for 20 years. She packaged it into coaching. When you're working with people, helping people overcome mental blocks, helping people find direction, helping people get clarity on where they're going, helping people be more productive, helping people manage their time. She makes millions of dollars annually, right? Done for you services. So done for you services is so for example, now this thing that we are talking about, how to post on social media, how to build authority. A different way of administering this transformation is to say, listen, we are going to do the posting for you. We are going to come up with the content. We are going to post. We are going to manage everything for you. So that's done for you services. So done for you services is, for example, now one of my clients, he helps people write their books, right? He helps them write and publish their books. If you want to become an author and you don't have time to write, you don't have skills to write, no wahala. They will help you. They will interview you. They will extract the idea, extract the knowledge. They are going to write the outline. They're going to write the book, show it to you. You can infuse it with your own story. They will do all the writing, ghostwrite at the end. Boom, they will put your name. They have done the service for you. So there's so many things, right? Done for you services. These are digital services that you don't need to be there physically to deliver. More than 80% of my work, I work from home. And many times if I'm working from the office, maybe I'm doing a training for an organization. Sometimes the training is even virtual, right? There's a time I trained for one of the major banks. I trained all their managers in the north for 3 days, all of them virtual, right? So that across about 7 states or so. And so that many of them that you can deliver, you'll be here, you'll be coaching somebody that is in the US, right? You'll be consulting for someone that's in the US. Because one of the things that the digital platform has given you the ability to do is that has broken down barriers and walls. And so you could be engaging with somebody and opening up opportunities for yourself in so many places. Before we continue, are we together? Are we together? If you are
Yes,
here,
sir.
okay,
Yes,
wonderful,
yeah.
wonderful. Okay, yes. I want to be sure that we are engaging. Don't worry, we are getting to the good stuff. I want to listen, let your mind open up. I want when I finish this session, what you are seeing are money parts, money. You see, it's Jesus we are seeing. We are looking onto Jesus. But Jesus is pointing you to the money. You understand? All right, so digital products. Digital product. This is what some of us may be aware of. Now, there are several types of digital products: ebooks, online courses, paid newsletters, apps and tools, recordings of events. I've done most of them. I've not done apps and tools. I've done newsletters, but not paid. But I've used them as a point. So let me give you a quick story. In 2017, and the reason why I'm giving this particular one is because it is significant. In 2017, I released one ebook called The Client Flooding System Blueprint. The Client Flooding System Blueprint. I priced it at a little less than 4K, about 3,997. So approximately 4K, just 3 naira away from 4K, right? And I made the offer tantalizing, put a lot of very nice stuff there, which we'll get into. And the way the alert was dropping, my brother said, what is this? If this is how digital product is, I want to do it. I want to join you. The alert dropped so much. I just told my two brothers, I said, let's go to the movies. Let's go and watch. Let's just go and hang out. So we went to the movies, watched, we branched, ate some stuff. Before we came back home, everything I spent for the transportation, the movies, the enjoyment, before I came back home, everything has been replaced because the ebooks were just coming. It was just dropping. Online courses, recordings of events. In fact, I did one workshop one time called the Premium Leads Workshop. This was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And after I did that Premium Leads Workshop people paid about maybe 15K each to attend that Premium Leads Workshop. That workshop was for only 2 hours or 90 minutes thereabouts. Premium Leads Workshop. I've sold that workshop only God knows how many times, for 30K, for 40K, for more than the people that attended that paid to attend that event live, right? So there are online courses. Online courses are normal curriculum. So what you want to teach, you map out a curriculum and say, okay, I know this thing and I would like to help other people learn this skill. And then you put it into a course, right? And today you can even ask AI, how do I create a course on this? What are the steps? And AI will outline everything for you. There are several platforms. In fact, selar.co, Selar, selar.co, selar.co. In fact, maybe someone can help me put it in the chat room, in the comments. So you can go there, you see it, you check out different courses. You can host your course on selar.co, right? I've hosted several courses there on selar.co, right? So it's, yes, thank you very much, sir, for putting it there. So you can go there, you can check out course. Maybe you have even bought courses there, right? Have your courses there, set your price there, share your link, put it on your bio. You'd be surprised who will click and go there and purchase it, right? So online courses very important. Newsletters, paid newsletters, very important. One of my guys, he runs a paid newsletter. The only way you receive that newsletter is that you pay for it, But that newsletter, even though it's adding a lot of value, it sells other programs, it sells other things. All right. So because of time, let me keep moving because we have several things. So now you can sell other people's products, right? You can sell other people's products. One of the very standard ways of doing this is known as affiliate marketing. So, and there are even affiliate platforms. One, Seller, you can be an affiliate to sell for some people's products. For some people, you can sell their product from Seller. You have your own link. And not just Seller, there's several of them. There's Xpartner. There are a few of them, actually. In fact, if you go to ChatGPT and say, what are the affiliate platforms in Nigeria that can sell other people's products, it will show you, right? You can sell other people's products. So let's say you have not created your own product or service yet, but you are showing up online, you are posting. You can go check out your product, look at the reviews. In fact, you can even choose to buy it. And if you go through it and it makes sense, you can begin to promote it to your audience and get your own percentage. Now, there are several courses that they give you 50%, up to 50% in commission. Some give you 30%. Some, if you give you 70%, right? So these are different ways to monetize your activities online. You can do events. Events are not just left to Dr. Samade. I mean, you can do events. You can do physical workshops. I've done physical workshop. In fact, I think my very first physical workshop was called Entrepreneurs Hangout. Right? So you can do physical workshop. You can do virtual workshop, right? Virtual workshop, something like this. If I was just delivering only this part of this program, we are doing this program is 30 days. Only this part can stand alone as a workshop. In fact, we can choose to take this program after this particular workshop, extract it, put it on Seller as a recording of the event, right? As a digital product. Right? So virtual workshop is you don't need a hall, you don't need all the paraphernalia. You just need Zoom. You can use Google Meet. In fact, you don't even need all of that. We have done virtual workshops that we did it on Facebook group, right? And so you bypass all of the challenges. So I'm saying it so that every challenge and obstacle that's coming up in your mind, you bypass them. So we do the workshop even in Facebook group. You can go live there, right? You can engage there. You can interact there. You can also have multiple, multi-day, week, or month program. So, for example, this program that you are going through is a 30 days, is a multiple weeks program, right? And it's not just, it is a combination of workshop, challenge, some support and all of that. So you can do 5 days workshop, you can do 6 weeks, you can do 8 weeks, you can do 12 weeks, that's 3 months. Just different, you can just look at this thing I want to help the market or help my audience accomplish. What is going to be the best way? And of course, you can ask us further questions for your own. We can help clarify. Anyway, so multi-day, week, or month programs, intensives. Let me give you an example of an intensive. So there's something called a VIP day or a VIP weekend. And so VIP days, I can spend 1 day with you and I look at the thing you are trying to accomplish. And in that 1 day, so what I mean 1 day is like typically between 4 to 8 hours. The sweet spot is 4 to 6 hours. Right? 8 hours is if it's very intense. And in that 1 day, you help your client or your customer accomplish one main objective, right? So, for example, I can choose to say, okay, we can do a VIP day that we'll spend 1 day, and in that 1 day, we are going to identify, your highest value to the market. We are going to turn it into an offer. We are going to create a way for you to be able to sell it. We are going to create a 90-day plan. That is something that somebody can come and I spend a day with that person, and it is going to be very valuable. And actually, that's something I do, right? And it's going to be very valuable. And you see that people will make progress in 1 day working with you than they have made progress in 8 months, in 12 months. And I've seen that happen. Somebody is trying to figure something out for 7 months, for 2 years, for 3 years. We take one day focused on it, and they're able to make progress. So this is very, very, very powerful, right? So that's an example of an intensive. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 days with one person or one business or one organization or a few people. So it's called an intensive because you are really going intense, just like the name is, intense, right? Then last but not the least, I put here a challenge. So you may have seen a 5-day challenge, 7-day challenge. Integrated into this program is a 30-day challenge, right? One of my sister-in-law, right, which is also a leader in our region, she does something called the 100 days accountability challenge. Maybe some of you may have come across it. She has graduated thousands of people. And you know what? They keep re-enrolling for the next one. They pick a task or an objective and they follow it through for 100 days. Man, 100, that's one of our main programs. People are joining from all over the world. People of different age categories are joining. People of different business and career, different backgrounds are joining. Okay, I'm seeing that I'm confirmed so that I'm not just talking to myself. Can you hear me?
You
Oh,
are
wow.
back.
I'm not
Yes, sir.
hearing
We are
anybody.
You
hearing you,
you
sir.
went off a few
Oh,
seconds.
okay. Sorry about that. It's network. We'll still buy the entire telecoms company. It's fine. All right. So a challenge. So she does the 100 days accountability challenge. So I think she told us the website to that this evening at the cell. 100. So you can take a look at it. 100 days challenge dot. What is 100? 100 days challenge.com.ng. 100dayschallenge.com.ng. So she does that's the product, that's the offer. 100 days, they will keep you accountable to your goals. People have mighty testimonies. It's something that you can do, right? It's a powerful thing. All right, let me go very fast. Brand sponsorship and promotions. This is when businesses, you are building your audience. Now, this really happens when you have an audience. So, and when I say when you have an audience, not necessarily 1 million followers, but 10,000 engaged, 5,000 engaged, 30,000 engaged followers. If your followers are engaged, brands will come to you. And when I mean brands, they don't have to be MTNO. Businesses. You can even invite businesses. Hey, why don't you come and advertise on my page? Right? Why don't you come and talk about your product or your service? My audience fit your product, fit your service. That's one way to monetize your influence digitally. Speaking, when you continue to show up, one of the things that will show up is that opportunities to speak begin to come your way, right? Especially if you can really have a distinct voice. And that is why I recommend that you use AI. But if you want to use AI to write, please try and be careful because AI is now making a lot of strong voices a little weaker, right? So, but when you show up consistently, people will begin to invite you to speak. Okay, so let me give you an example. So, a while this was in 20. So I'm using earlier examples because of many of us we are just engaging in newly, if not. So I'll see you some recent examples anyway. But in 2016, I was engaging very actively on LinkedIn. Somebody reached out to me. They have this event, this magazine. Say, "Hey, I like what you're doing. Please, can you come write for us?" I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, let's talk about it." But when he saw my activities, increasingly, he just said, "Please, we have a community of entrepreneurs. I want you to come and speak to us." And then I went, and it was on WhatsApp. Interestingly, it was on WhatsApp. I don't know that it still happens today, but those days it was when you have events on WhatsApp, you have a WhatsApp class, and the facilitator is typing. I don't know that it still happens today. I've not done it, most of that. I don't like it personally. I did that many times during the years, and I think I've tried. I've given my own quota of doing that, right? So, and I went there and I spoke, and they were all blown away. From there, several people reached out. Please, we want you to consult for us. We want you to, do you have any product you are selling? Can you coach me on this? Can you do this? From there, somebody else invited me to another class. And I went and I spoke, say just the same thing, deliver this thing, deliver this thing. And I went there, same thing. Those people invited me for several different events, paid, several speaking paid. Um, in fact, I ended up partnering with one of them to do my first event. That was how I did my first physical event, right? And so one of the key things is that when you speak, opportunities create other opportunities. Opportunities begat. Let me talk KJV language. Opportunities begat opportunities, right? And you don't actually have to wait until they invite you. You can start with your own event. Yes, you can start with your own event, whether it's physical, whether it's virtual. You can start with your own event. Also, other people can invite you other people's events, and then of course panel sessions, right? People can invite you to speak, and if you are still brushing up on your ability to maybe deliver a keynote or something like that, you can say, why not I do a panel session? Let's have a sit down. You can ask me questions. I think when your audience throws questions at me and I can answer them, it may be more helpful to them. Many people are beginning to like the idea, and if you notice in the past couple of years, even at ELC, we have seen the integration of panel session, only that the panel session is not yet very long, maybe 2 or 3 people per time, right? So speaking is important. Then platform monetization, this is the last one, so I will go to the next one. So platform monetization is when the platform itself pays you. So for example, my brother Divine, who dances, is if you go check him out on YouTube, Coach Divine, is monetized on YouTube. He's making dollars. I used to call him Divine Dollars. He is making dollars. He has people from all over the world. And not just that, people that are watching his YouTube channel are reaching out to him for coaching. He's coaching and working with people all over the world in different parts of Nigeria, and are paying for dance. And so apart from the coaching, the platform, YouTube is paying him, for YouTube AdSense. But the thing with platform monetization is that sometimes it can take a while because of you need either an audience or you need to hit a threshold. So for YouTube, for example, you must have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 of watch time. So people would have watched your 4,000 hours of watch time. So people would have watched your video for about 4,000 hours in, I think, 90 days or so. For Instagram, I think you need to be at least 10,000 thereabout. But these are things you can just ask AI. Just say, what do I need to do to be monetized on Instagram? AI will tell you. So even if it's Meta AI, if you are not yet using ChatGPT, which I believe you should be using anyway. So Facebook has its own monetization. So for example, Facebook, if you want to be monetized on Facebook, you have to switch your account from a normal, classic account to a professional mode. And so it gives you the room to be monetized. All right. So these are different digital monetization parts. There's money is flowing, it's everywhere. Right. So you may not need to become a coach or a consultant or a thought leader or any of these things. But if you have a service, if you have something, if you are doing printing, for example, you can use the online to position. If you are selling food, you can use the online to position. It's an offer that you can package well. If you are selling jewelry, right, you can use the online, the internet, the social media, the digital space to position properly. Are we together? All right, so I want to ask us a question, and I need our participation. So either you unmute your mic and you tell me, or you can put it in the chat room. What is the most important thing you need to make money in a business? I want to hear us. What is the most important thing you need to make money in a business? Oh yeah, think. Tell me, I'm waiting. What is the most important thing? 8:59, I need to run. I'm waiting. It's not a test that we are going to mark you wrong now. Let me hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think.
Yourself. You need
yourself, Abi. I didn't even think
yes.
of that. All right, thank you. Some people are making money, they're not there. They're not even in the business. Somebody else is running it. Somebody else is handling it. So what are we going to say about that now?
You need to, those people that others are running their businesses for them needs the knowledge. So it still comes back to yourself first. Your mental ability to say, I'm doing this and I'm doing it this way. So that's why I said yourself first.
Okay, yourself. All right, thank you very much. That's interesting. That's noted. All right. So let me see what is coming in. All right. Offer a service. Okay, you need to offer a service. Willingness to succeed. I said to make money, not necessarily to be wealthy. There's some people that are on the road that are selling something. Are they willing to? But okay, right product or service. Okay, to give value, the right idea. Okay, let me see. Product or service. Okay. Anymore. If you are close, if you are basically saying it, maybe there's a word I'm looking for. Anybody else? Okay, I've tried actually. You have tried. I've done well. Okay, let me see. I think one more. Your time. You need your time. If not for time, actually, I would have begun to evaluate each of these each of this. You know, commercial. When you say commercial, okay, you need promotion, marketing. Okay, I get it. There are some businesses in Nigeria, I'm not sure they market to. They just get the contract from government and boom, no marketing required. If you remember some years ago, Mr. I think Joseph, is it a Jokmon or a Jokmon? I can't remember. When he came to this and he said he had about 40 businesses. You know, I think we may, if we remember him, I think Reverend speaks for him, for his managers, you know, does some training for his managers at the beginning of the year. Let's say he had 40 businesses, right? You better believe that it's not his time that's running those 40 businesses. Or like Richard Branson, 400 businesses. You know, it's fascinating that somebody say, oh God, I don't have time. This one business want to kill me. And then somebody is having 400. So you see that this time thing is not more losing his time, it's using other people's time. But anyway, you need data, okay? You need people, customers. Interesting. Okay, let me carry on because this is 2 minutes past 9. What do you need now? All of these things you've said is very important. In fact, I ask sometimes this question, people say you need a business card. I'm like, they make money, we don't get business card. You need an office, we know they go office. You need all of this stuff. All of the things you have said can be put into one word. You need an offer. You need an offer. You need something to present to somebody in exchange for money. If you have time and you don't have anything to present to somebody in exchange for money, your business can make money. If you have the best marketing strategy and you don't have the products to put that marketing on, your business can make money, right? If you have, well, let me see some of the things we said here. When you say data, is it like internet data? If you have internet data, you don't have products, you make money, unless it's a different kind of data you're talking about, right? Willingness, if you have the willingness to succeed, you're serious, I must make it, and there's no product, there's no offer, right? So what is an offer? An offer, this is my definition, right? You may not see it online anywhere, but this is my definition. So you may want to take note of this. An offer is the value proposition you make to your market to alleviate their pain or/and to bring them pleasure, describing what they get and how they get it. So it is the value proposition you make to your market. Something is echoing. All right. Sorry, I muted you if you don't mind. It is the value proposition you make to your market to, note the words, alleviate their pain, the pain they're experiencing, to take it away, or to bring them pleasure. And it is not sufficient. You need to be able to describe what they get. I need to be able to describe how they get it. Because everything actually you look at where business makes money is an offer. So the bank says, put your money here, we'll give you interest. We'll keep it safe. When you want it, we'll be able to transfer it. Or the ice cream man says, give us your money, we'll give you your child ice cream. Or the school says, hey, put your child in our school. We're going to equip them, give them knowledge. We're going to prepare them for life and for the workplace. It's a value proposition. The challenge is that most people are not very good in making this value proposition. They're not thinking about the pain that their market is going through. They're not thinking about bringing their market pleasure, right? They're thinking about, most times, how can I make money? How can I make money? I know that's one thing that Reverend Sam, what have I been talking? I've been calling Reverend, maybe it's because I'm speaking to these type of people. I don't used to call him like that when I'm doing trainings. But anyway, one of the things he keeps on saying, you have to break out of that self-centeredness. You have that thing that is, you're thinking about how can I make money? About you. No, it's about your market. It's about the pain they're experiencing. And when you can get crystal clear on this, when you can know how to describe it very well to them, that they get it, they understand it, and they know what they are getting, they know how they are getting it, you see that having people take you up on your offers become a lot more easily. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes,
If we are
sir.
together, because I want to
Yes,
go
sir.
into how do you create this offer. I want you to
Yes.
type offers. We want to go into how do you package the offer now. So we are getting to the meat of the business. We have been talking several things. Wow, the time is moving. I want to see it offers. Let me see. Offers. Okay, great. Offers. I'm thinking maybe I should make you one offer self before we finish this meeting to demonstrate. Maybe if I finish, I'll figure out the offer to make you. Offers. Okay, I'm seeing it. Wonderful. Offers. Great. Now, how do you turn your product or service into an irresistible offer? That's what I want to share. How do you turn your product and service? I would have been telling you a lot of stories, but no time, right? I want to give you what I call the offer builder. 10P offer builder. All of them are P. So I just try to make sure all of them sounded, If you want to take your service or your product or your idea, this is how you transform it into an offer that your market will say, wow. So the first thing, know the problem you are solving. So the first P is problem. What are you solving? What is that pressing problem you are solving? And I want you to take what you sell, what you offer, what you do, what you think, and say, what am I solving? What problem am I solving? If it's clothes, is it the nakedness problem? So let's say you're in fashion. There's one of covering nakedness, for example. But that may not be the problem you're solving, because we will cover our nakedness anyway. It may be the problem of looking bad going to work, or looking stressed going to work, looking out of place in a party. That is a problem you are solving. So if you are a fashion designer, for example, and you think about what I want to do is I want when people are in a party, they are not looking out of place, they're looking smashing. That is the problem I'm trying to solve. Your messaging will be different, your communication will be different, how you will show up online will be different. When you are talking to the customer, when you are making your post, it will be different. Why? Because you are clear on the problem. But being clear on the problem is not sufficient if you are not clear on the person. So you are solving a problem for a particular person. So who are you solving the problem for? Because, for example, if you are, let me see, continuing the fashion example. I don't know why I just did that. If you are into fashion, you could say, okay, I want to sell to professionals and professional clothes looking wonderful, smashing corporate wears that the corporate wears are going to have is going to stand out, it's going to shine brightly. That's a market. That's a person you are solving a problem for. Or you can say, okay, I want to focus on, evening wears, right? I want to focus on casual wears. And the people I'm going to focus on are the Gen Zs, right? Or the millennials, or the elderly people that look like the entire market have forgotten them. And that market, they have money. Oh, they have money. Many of them have walked through their life. One of my clients, his average client is about 55 to 60 years. When they start working together, they were doing like 50 million. Now they do more than 100 plus million, And that is because they've gotten that market. It's older people. Right? So who specifically are you solving the problem for? Next, promise. What is the transformation or the results that they will get as a reason of engaging you? Either taking your product, your service, your event, your anything. When they engage you, what is the transformation that will happen? What is the result? What is the benefit? Let me give you an idea. So when I started consulting initially, I was saying I'm a business growth expert. Now it's a little bit more, people can understand a little bit more. Then when I say business growth experts, people don't understand. Business, what are you talking about? Grow my business, bar. And so I was suffering, man, honestly, until I repositioned it to say I help businesses attract more clients and customers very easily, guaranteed. Everywhere, when I say business, people say, what? Please, 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 can we talk? I need more customers. Can we talk? Because the transformation becomes clearer. I want more customers. You see, I learned many years ago, that people don't buy product and services. So people don't buy phones, laptops, cars, houses. People don't buy all of this stuff. People buy an outcome. They buy a transformation. They buy a result. And so in putting together your offer, your product, your service, no matter how mundane that you may think it is, I want you to think about your product and service and ask yourself, what am I really selling? What am I really selling? When they buy it, what are they really buying? For example, let's say you have a car showroom. Let's say you sell cars. And you have two sections of cars. Let's say the normal cars, the good cars, Toyota, Honda, what else? Mitsubishi, Somebody comes into your showroom and leaves all the Toyota, leave the Honda and all of that, and go to your other showroom, your exclusive showroom. And let's say in the exclusive showroom, you have the real cars. I'm not saying the other ones are fake or toy. You have the big boys cars. Lamborghini, Bugatti, Ferrari, Porsche, Bentley, Aston Martin, all of them. If somebody leaves all those Toyota and Honda, I'm sorry if you drive Toyota and Honda, it's a very good car. I'm not saying anything wrong. I'm just trying to make a point. If somebody leaves the Toyota and Honda and goes to look at the Bugatti, checking around the Ferrari, that person is not trying to save money on fuel. That person is not trying to be economic. So what you will say about a Toyota, this car is safe well. You do say it's there. What the person is buying is not a car. The person is buying status. The person is buying image. The person is buying class. So what the person wants to hear is, oh, look at this, hear the sound of the car. Look at how everybody's head will turn when you enter into the event. Before you get to the parking lot, look at how everybody will be wishing that they're in your position. That's what the person is buying, prestige. The person is saying, I have become successful, but I don't want to go around telling everybody I have made it. So I buy a toy to announce it to the world that I've made it. So you have to be clear on the transformation. Okay, I want to leave this, but I want to just quickly give one very quick example. So some time ago, I was on a call with a business owner, and we're talking. I said, so it was the free strategy session I was talking about. So I do that from time to time. So I said, what would you like your business to be in the next 12 months? At that time, they were doing around 15 million, 15 million though. And he said, I'd like to do 50 million. I said, 50 million? He said, I think I'd like to do 60 million. I said, 60 million. He said, maybe 80 million. I said, 80 million. He said, 60 million. I said, yes, sir. I said, where would you like your business to be the next 12 months? I'm not saying, what can you do? He said, 100 million. I want to do 100 million. I said, why 100 million? He said, it has been a lifelong dream, to just save 200 million. And some other things other questions I asked him. Do you know that for the rest of that meeting, I didn't mention consulting, I didn't mention coaching, I didn't mention anything. The only thing I mentioned was what? 100 million. 100 million. Because that's the result he's paying for, 100 million. So any idea I bring, I say, and this thing will help you get to what? 100 million. Because people are not buying product and services, they're buying the results. They're buying the transformation. They're buying an endpoint. They're buying the key benefits, right? A lot of stories are popping into my head, but because of time, let's move. When we finish, if there's time in the Q&A, maybe when we're asking questions, like it will bring out the other one. So process, how will you deliver it? So this offer, this solution that you want to bring to them, how are you going to deliver it? Are you going to deliver it as a service? Are you going to deliver it as a product? Are you going to deliver it as a digital product, as a digital service? Are you going to deliver it as an app, as a tool? Are you going to deliver it as an event? Let me give you an example. So this thing that I'm teaching you here, for example, how to build an offer. I can deliver it as an ebook. I can charge 7,500, 10K, 15K, I can deliver it as a course. I can charge 35K, 70K, 50K, depending. I can deliver it as a coaching program. I can charge 350K, 750K. I can deliver it as a live event. I can charge 150K, 250K. I mean, it's the same thing, but it's how I'm delivering it. I can deliver it as a VIP day. I can charge 1.5 million. I can deliver it as a 12 months, advisory program. I can charge 6 to 10 million. The same thing. So the question you want to ask yourself is, how will you deliver it? So that's the process. How will you deliver it? All right. Number 5, package. Now, one of the things that make offers work is that you give them a good name. You position it well. So when we say package is not that I will say package it well, like line. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Present it well. Give it a name, right? One of my very successful products is one that's called Premium Client in 30 Days. Oh, Jesus. Even people who have thought about how do I get clients in this world, when they hear premium clients in 30 days, they're like, Jesus Christ, that is what I want. Give me premium clients in 30 days. I sold that program, and sold that program, and sold that program. So name it. Give it a name. Give it a subtitle. Right? I don't know that I'm just thinking about different names. I'm trying to see which names come to mind. I'm trying to race for time, so names are not coming to mind now. But you can give it a name, give it a subtitle. One of the things that can help you even describe to position it, your offer, is when you use something called the ROT formula. Now, I learned the ROT formula from someone you may be familiar with called John Obidi. And ROT stands for result, obstacle, timeline. Result, obstacle, timeline. And so, let me use the same premium client in 30 days. So I can say how to attract premium clients, that's results. When? In 30 days, that's timeline. And I can add without doing all the marketing complexity or without even knowing where to start. So that is, the obstacle in their mind is, I don't know all this marketing complexity. I don't know how to do all this funnel, all this social media, So how to attract premium clients in 30 days without spending your time on social media? How to attract premium clients in 30 days without sending out many proposals? How to attract premium clients in 30 days without spending time on referral? This is the ROT formula: result, obstacles, timeline. All these things I'm saying, I hope you are writing. Are we taking notes? Hey, Lord have mercy. I hope you're writing. Is it making? I want to be sure. Is it landing? Is it making sense? Is it making sense? If it's landing, let me know that it's landing. Before I continue, I want to be sure it's landing. Is it landing? Is it landing? It's landing, Abi. Because I want as I'm speaking, your head is bubbling up with ideas. And in church, we're talking doing business this month. So I want to ensure it's landing. Say book don't full. Okay, great. So take it is I want by the time you finish this class, between now and the next 30 to 90 days, what you are going to harvest from the internet. So another point of the offer is the price. The price. So what's the value and what's the access point? What's the value and access point? So if you look at real estate companies, for example, one of the ways that they sell their product is that if they wait until you have your 40 million or the 2 million or even the 600,000 to buy everything, they won't sell up to half of what they are selling. So they understand that pricing is a strategy of the offer. So they can say, bring X amount upfront, spread the remaining within 3 or 4 months. Or bring X amount upfront, spread the remaining within 3 to 4, between 1 to 2 years. And so if you have an offer, you are doing a long day, a multi-week, or a multi-month program, you can decide to say, hey, it's 2 payments of XYZ. It's 3 payments of this. You can say, hey, if you want to pay once, you pay 250. If you don't have 250, you can pay 3 times, 3 times 80,000 naira each. Did I do that math well? Yeah, 80,000, you pay 260. Yeah. Or you can I've done either 250 or 100,000 naira per month for 3 months. Something like that. So the price also contributes to the offer. What's the value? What's the access point? All right, no time to spend a lot of time here, but let's continue. Proof. How will you demonstrate your offer will fulfill its promises? It means that if you have testimonials, show it. In fact, I'm thinking of doing a post. I've not done a post in a while because, interestingly, we are doing a social media or something, but I've been on a social media break for about almost a month plus. So my Facebook and LinkedIn, my apps they're not on my phone for now. But I'm thinking of doing a post of one of my clients that he sent me a message on Saturday for so we're running LinkedIn ads for them. They're doing LinkedIn ads for their company. They do B2B. And he told me 3 leads have come in. He has closed the 3 leads that have given him so many business. He said, my God, that he said, how do you say it? Well, I've been wasting my time. I've been shortchanging my destiny, not getting good leads. Now, I don't do this so much, but people do. I don't do this. I took his permission. I said, I want to screenshot this thing. Of course, I'm going to blow your name. And I want to do a post on it. That is providing proof. If I want to sell anything, I don't think I really have what I want to sell. But something like that. If your customers have given you a good review, you can take a screenshot with their permission, of course. Right? Provide proof, right? And one of the ways to even provide proof is to demonstrate your knowledge on the thing. When you answer people's questions, you demonstrate your knowledge. You say, okay, I think this person can do it. In fact, one of the ways we even prove the matter is that we offer a guarantee, right? So if there are people that have not dealt with you before, they're not familiar with your brand as I just started, you can say, listen, if you buy this and you don't like it, just let me know and I'll make a refund. Or I'll do whatever it is. All right. Okay, so it's landing, but we land where the template drops in WhatsApp. We'll talk about that. All right. So proof is number 7. Premiums. Premiums are bonuses. What bonuses and incentive will make the offer irresistible? Now, this is one of the parts that a lot of us miss. Right? So let me give you one example. This one is a little old because I'm thinking, many stories are just clashing in my head. I'm looking for what to tell you and what not to tell you. Many years ago, my sister, she told me, I want to buy a laptop. Can you help me buy? I said, no problem. So she said she was going to send money for me at the time. Okay, she's based in Ebonyi State. So she said, I like your laptop. You've been using it for a while. It is strong. She said, where did you get it? I said, I have a guy, right? He said, please, I want your guy to get for me and send to me. I said, okay. But after a while, maybe 1 or 2 weeks later, we're talking. I said, found out your laptop. She said, oh, sorry, I didn't even realize. I bought it. I said, eh. I said, what happened? She said, oh, that she saw the laptop being sold, and they had a special offer that if you bought it, you get it with a USB modem. You know, those days where USB modem was all you used to connect to the internet. Yes, you get it with a USB modem to connect to the internet and browse. She said when she heard it, she said, Okuago, it is done. It is finished. And that was what encouraged her to buy it. There are so many things that you will sell, and it will sell faster because of the bonuses that you add to it, right? Because of the bonuses. So, for example, when the client flooding system blueprint I talked about, one of the bonuses was you get links to how to run Facebook ads, how to, write a copy. You will get a software that will help you write your copy. This was before AI. That will help you write your marketing and your sales message before AI. You get a software that does that for you. You will get some Facebook ads training free. Just quite a couple of things, and people were just rushing it. And so many of my offers have bonuses, especially if there are something like an online course and all of that, right? So bonuses, premiums, incentives.
We can't hear you.
What are you going to do to incentivize them? How will you create urgency for your offer? Oh, wow. What was the last thing you heard? Can you hear me? Please confirm you can hear me and let me know the last thing you heard.
We can hear you now. You were about rounding up on premiums before going to your next.
Okay. Oh, okay. Premiums. Yeah, but I don't know what you missed, but the main key point there is what are you going to put alongside what you are offering to give an incentive to make your prospect buy, right? To make them take you up on your offer, right? So one of my clients, he does, they do fumigation, right? And one of the ways they've been able to penetrate is that they throw in sometimes some bonuses of some cleaning some part of the environment. I can't go into detail so that I don't what's it called? You don't erode the advantage in the marketplace. But think, even if it's a physical service, even if it's a product, I want you to think about the possibilities of what you can offer to increase the incentive. Now I have to really go fast. This is 9:23. Wow. Right? Presentation, how will you describe it so it will be understood, it will be desired? Oh, sorry, pace. I didn't talk about pace. Right? Pace. How will you create urgency for your offer? There are two things I recommend. One is scarcity, right? People tend to buy more when it appears that that thing is not enough. I don't know whether you have ever experienced it. You're in the market, you want to buy an outfit. You're just, should I take it? Should I not take it? You're looking at it. Immediately somebody comes and want to take it. You say, no. Okay, I come here first. I come here. That scarcity creates that urgency, right? So if you have, let's say, for example, let me give you a very quick story. I think this story will drive it home and you can maybe deduce your learnings from it. So one of the ways that I started out in consulting, after I did it a while and I struggled, when I was ready to really launch it well, I went to many Rotary clubs and I started speaking for free, and we'll get there. So this story will cover for, instead of me telling that story then because of time. When I started speaking in these Rotary clubs, at the end of it, I will invite them to a free strategy session. In other words, let's spend maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes together, and I'm going to help you map out, your marketing, something like that. So at first, when I say it, the first place, everybody clap. Ooh, nobody came. The second place, everybody clap. Maybe some people registered, but they didn't show up. The third time, I said, I have only 5 slots. I have only 5 slots available. This thing I can only give it to 5 people, right? And somebody just say, I'm number 1. Another person say, I'm number 2. Another say, I'm number 3. Another say, I'm number 4. I'm number 5. I'm number 6. I ended up doing 6 because the last person said, please let me do. Somebody from that, one of those people is still my client today. This is now about 8 years. Still my client. He has been paying me every year, almost every year. Okay, we were 2 years that we didn't work together, but he has been my client since today. Why? Because I created that scarcity. So sometimes, and when you create a scarcity, honor it actually. Honor it. So if you have few items available, if you have 10 spots left, let people know 10 spots left, they will hurry. If you have only 10 items left, let people know we have only 10 items left. If you have only 2 colors left, let people know we have only 2 colors left. Right? So that scarcity, that timeline, that timeline. Sometimes when I want to put special offers, I will just put between now and maybe 3 days and 5 days. And for that 3-5 days, I'll promote it. I'll let people know it's ending midnight of Sunday, midnight. When it's getting close to midnight of Sunday, you see the number of people that will buy it. I say after that midnight Sunday, the price goes up or the price reverts back to its original, cost. So how do you create urgency for your offer? Think about it. And some of this thing I'm saying is to give you a frame that you can now take it and go back and meet AI. Have a chat with ChatGPT, because I do that, and say, this is what I'm selling. I want to be able to create urgency. What do you think I can do to create urgency? This is the market. It will give you ideas, right? Last but not the least, presentation. How will you describe it to be understood? How will you describe it for your audience to desire it and to buy it, right? And so AI, and I'm saying AI, I'm not just saying it so that I will not teach you, but AI has made a lot of things really easy. In fact, one of the things I do when I'm telling AI to create marketing message for me, I tell AI, simplify it. Let it be clear. Let it be compelling. Let there be no ambiguity. Let it not be vague. Make it very simple. Make it simplified. I realized that the simple message works. This one we're trying to talk like experts that is making things harder, right? So make AI really work for you. Let me give you one very quick AI story that I experienced. So my sister reached out to me and she said, one of her friends are trying to get distributorship for a company somewhere in, and they need someone to write a proposal, a business document. Now, it has been a while. It has been many years. I've not written anything like that in many years. He said, can you write it? I said, why not? Sure. This was last year last year. This was like early last year. And so I gave her the bill. She said, no, they don't have money. But that she told them that she knows someone, they're going to get it very cheap. After a lot of things, she said, okay, please help me write it, 200K. I said, no, wala, it's because of you I'm doing it, so 200K. And so what I did is that I just went to AI and I said to ChatGPT, I said, I have a client, they want to get distributorship partnership for XYZ. They want to put together a proposal business plan. What do they need to write this thing? AI just give me the list of things they need to write it, and I sent it to my sister. I said, send it to them, let them answer it and send it back to me. As they answered it and sent it back to me, I told the AI, okay, look at the answer, write it. The AI wrote it. As the AI wrote it, I just took a look at it, I cleaned it up, less than 3 or 4 or 5 hours if you add it together. Of course, that is several days because there was some time for them to respond and all of that. But everything I did with the AI, I did on that project did not pass 4 or 5 hours. I sent it to them. They sent me my money. So AI can actually help you. But all of this thing I'm showing you is to give you a frame. So you can now take this with context and go to AI and say, help me do X, Y, Z. Are we together? All right. Oh, man, selling offers. I'm going to run. I don't know that we'll have another class, but okay, I'm going to run. I'm going to do this pretty fast. How do you sell your offers? How do you sell your offers? Number one, organic campaigns. So organic campaigns is simple. This is when you are making a series of posts. So let's say you have a product. It could be physical, it could be digital, a service, and you just keep doing a couple of posts. It's a series of campaigns. One post leading to another, one post leading to another. You're talking about it. So you can even write a story. You can do storytelling. We did that about 2 weeks ago. Write a story, make a call to action, right? So organic campaigns. This is a series of posts. Now, if you have an email list, if you have a group of people you have collected their emails, you can also do it as email, right? But this can happen on Facebook. It can happen on Instagram. If you have an audience on WhatsApp, this can happen in your status. This can happen on LinkedIn, right? This can even happen on your stories on Facebook and Instagram. So, but it's a series of posts that you are doing to promote your offer. Number 2 is events. You can do live events. You can do webinars. You can do workshops. So, for example, you can announce, hey, I'm going to be going live on Tuesday by 8 p.m. Mark your time. We're going to cover X, Y, Z. And when people come on that live stream, you are going to teach or describe or explain whatever you want to describe, and you're going to make an offer to them to buy your offer, to buy your product or to buy your service. And so when people watch it, people will see the offer at the end, right? So that events, webinars, workshops, very important. So any kind of event, virtual or live or physical, that provide value, that let it provide value and then present your offer as a next step, right? So we've done a lot of this. Paid campaigns. These paid campaigns is very important. So, for example, sponsored ads. One of the ways, it may look like I don't have a lot of followers. if you have good content, what you can do is that and this is available on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, I think on X, you can sponsor your post, pay Facebook a little amount of money and boost it. Let them show it to 10,000 people. You don't have to have 10,000 people for you to look like you have 10,000 people. Pay for it to be boosted, right? Pay for it to be boosted. You are able to leverage advertising. So if you have a product or you have a service and you're still wondering how should I do it, run Facebook ads, run Instagram ads, run LinkedIn ads if you sell B2B, right? Run X ads, run YouTube ads. Paid campaigns is very important. So when you have an offer, that's one very good way to test it, right? But you have to approach this with caution, so you don't blow your money. You have to learn a little bit. But this is not as hard as it looks. So, and in fact, there are many young people now, Gen Zs, they know how to do these things. Pay them a little amount of money, or if you bring out a little amount of cash that they use your business to practice and develop that skill, right? So paid campaign is very important. Do not sleep on this. As you have done your post, you can boost it so that you can get to 10,000 more people. You can get to 50,000 more people. And if 50,000 of the right people see your product, you think that nobody will buy, or do we buy now? If you put all these things I'm putting in place, if you package your offer the way I'm presenting it to you, do we buy? Do we buy? Are we together? Can I please type they will buy? I want to see it. I want to be sure we can see hear me. Type they will buy. They will buy. If you know that you will sell, because I would like in this week I want people to be dropping in the group. I've sold. Type they will buy. 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 If you are here, if you can hear me. Thank you, sir. They will buy. Any other person? Yes, they will buy. They will buy. Yes, it's prophetic. They will buy. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let's run. So other people's platforms, collaboration, partnership, speaking. So that's what we want to go to. The second one, I'll try to be fast. I will try to be fast in this second one, but the second one is not necessarily as long as the first one. So this is about offers. So I had to normally I think would have just made today only offers. I would take the time and dance around it. But the second part is also important, right? So that you can be able to leverage on other people's abilities and strengths and skill sets. All right. Yes, thank you. I'm seeing all the day we buy. Them go buy. They have bought. They buy big time. This is wonderful. Yes. I feel you. All right. So let's move. Collaborations, partnerships, speaking. Now, partnerships, collaboration, and speaking expand your possibilities. They expand your possibilities. Scripture says two are better than one, for they have a reward for their labor. The Bible talk I did not sneak it in there. It is already written there. It says a tree called fold is not easily. How you talk now? A tree fold cord is not easily broken. Something like that. You can check it, Ecclesiastes. Lord have mercy. And permit me, when I'm training corporate managers, I speak pidgin. They connect. All right. So partnership actually expand your possibilities. It is almost like the proverbial monkey sitting on the elephant. It's like we are the one we are shaking everywhere. And so that's why this is important. Now let me move a little faster. You see, many people think that you need a big audience, you need unlimited resources, you need all the expertise to start. You don't need to. You need the right relationships. You need the right relationships. And I've already even told you some stories. In fact, the first event I did, the first physical event I did because I partnered with somebody. Or in fact, somebody partnered with me. The person saw me, said, let's package an event. And I'd never done an event before that time. I did fear, I won't lie. However, this man looked like, his name Akinshola Dawood, they call him the SME catalyst. But he was bringing the ginger. Me, I knew this stuff. I had the expertise. But he organized a large portion of it. He had the audience. I had also a bit of the audience. So we had a little bit of audience, both of us. He had, how to organize. I had the content. So I brought majority of the content. He brought majority of the planning, and we merged our audiences. And that was my first event because of what? The right relationships, partnership, right? And so there are so many things. There are so many stories I can tell you, but no time. So here it is. So we are now back to relationship building. So the fact that we are online does not mean that we are just going there to show up and we're talking to a lot of people. No, we are building relationships. I mean, I've met very good friends that I met them from Facebook. In fact, one of them, we are very close. I was his best man, and we met from Facebook. They have multiple kids now. Their business have grown over the time that I've known them. We talk very frequently. We have done events together. We have done quite a couple of things together. How? Relationships. And like I said, opportunities begat opportunities. There are about 3 stories I want to tell you, but there's no time. This is 9:36. Maybe let me try one. So I went when I was posting on Facebook. One of my connections on Facebook, one of my friends on Facebook, I'd never met him. Big boy in one of the telcos. He reached out to me. Hey, let's connect. This thing you are saying is wonderful. And that is when you are valuable, people want to connect with you. And so we met and we connected. We were talking. We were having lunch. And so, as much as possible, if you have the opportunity to take it out of the platform to either call, to Zoom, physical meeting, it's going to be powerful. You see that the relationship and the connections are stronger. And we're having lunch, and he said, "Oh, do you know XYZ?" You mentioned that person's name. Another person. I said, "I'm not sure." And so that guy came and said, "Oh, you have been seeing, you have been following." I didn't even know. So that guy sat. So we're about now 3 or 4. That guy came with somebody else. We were 4. We talked and we connected and we did some. We said, "Okay, we'll keep in touch." So every once in a while, we'll keep in touch. So the third guy that came and said, "Oh, I've been following you," was doing an event, and in that event, he brought heavyweights. Otunbaki and Labi. They call it the billionaire. How do you call it now? He's a politician now. He's one that founded one of the sports betting company. I'm not promoting them. I don't like it. And that's the first time I met with John Obidi. Some of us may know him here. Quite a couple of them. And after that event, I went there. I made an offer. I spoke in that place, and I made an offer. And somebody paid, right? You are mentioning it. I didn't want to mention it, right? So it's in the comment section if you want to know it there. So in that, I connected with quite a couple of people, and then they were doing another event. They invited me, and they said, "Please, we want you to come and speak at this event." I told him, "Is it your event? Because it will be your event. I will collect better money." He said, "No, it's my event." I went in that event. I spoke. They gave me very nice honorariums as well. When they gave me an honorarium, they said, this thing you talked about, powerful. In fact, we are having a conference next month, 10 times the size. Come and redeliver it. I went, I redelivered it, connected with quite a couple of people there. Sold some. Okay, I didn't make any offer from the pitch, from the stage there, but some people just connected with me, followed me on Facebook, bought some of my stuff. Before that year ran out, they said, "Please, we're doing an end of the year." Okay, that was 2020 or 2019. They said, "We are doing an end of the year party, planning something. We have only 2 keynote people. We are inviting Obon King." I don't know why we remember the late Obon King. Some of us may know him. Obon King, and we want you to be the second president. That was the first time and only time that I met Obon King. That was 1 year before he passed. So that day, I connected with Obon King and took his contact, a little mentorship, some questions here and there. All of this is what? Relationship building. Relationship building, right? And so opportunities begat opportunities, right? And so when it comes to relationship building, think value. Think value. One of my mentors used to say, the goal of every relationship is what? Value. Think value. What are you taking to the market? What are you taking to the person you are trying to connect with? So, for example, because we're talking about collaboration, you may see somebody that has a big audience and you want to sell to their audience, you want to partner with them, you want to package an event with them. You don't just go there and your audience, you have a big audience, let's make money. Of course, depending on their personality, they can just agree like that. But many times, if you go with value. So, for example, when I met PK, Olakunle Shorin, or some of us may know him here as well, the Rokos. After the first time I listened to him and I bought his stuff and made an offer from stage, powerful. After I bought his stuff, myself and my brother were just thinking, how do I connect with him? How do I connect with him? One day, I had a prompting, reach out to him, send him a message. I sent him a message. I said, this is what I do, this is what I do. I have your stuff. I bought this. I am blown away. I am blessed. I want to be able to add value to you in any way. I said, look at my expertise. If you see any way it fits in, let me know. He said, wow, I'm so glad to meet you. This is so great. Wonderful, wonderful, and all of that. However, he said, I'll get in touch. 3 weeks, I didn't hear anything. I said, no. I reached out to him again. I said, I've taken a look at your e-commerce store. You can make adjustment 1, adjustment 2, adjustment 3, adjustment 4, adjustment 5. He just messaged me. My office will contact you shortly. The next morning, the office contacted me. 1 week later, I was in his office. And I worked with him. I traveled with him, different places. We did different trainings. How did that happen? Value. Think value. So anybody you want to connect with, and I'm going to show us quickly how to do that. Anybody you want to connect with, look at their profile, read about them, check out if they're on social media, check what they are doing, go through their posts, decipher what could be valuable to this person. Because many times just asking, what can I do for you? It doesn't really, it's a burden for people to begin to think that thing for you. So look at it and think, how can I add value? You can say, I'm seeing what you're doing here. This is very wonderful. Appreciate them. If I do this and do this, I think it can help you, make this even better, right? If you have a recommendation, make it. Sometimes you can even just send a gift to them. You can send a gift to them, right? So think value. The goal of relationship is what? Value. And if you're going to partner, if you're going to collaborate, value, right? All right, so here are 3 key lanes to focus on. So I'm going to move very fast. 1, get in front of other people's audience. This is one of the ways to partner. So get in front of other people's audience. So when you're partnering, one of the things you are doing is, let's say, and we've already said doing it. So the joint live sessions that we're doing, for example, you invite somebody else, or you go on somebody else's platform and they invite you as a guest. And so you have access to that person's audience. So when you finish your live session with them, the people's audience come to your own page to engage you, to follow you, to seek you out, to see what else you have to offer, right? So that means we deliver. I don't doubt that we have the capacity to deliver, right? So LinkedIn collaborations, Instagram live, guest posts, WhatsApp, KSS. KSS is knowledge sharing session, right? So if they say, oh, we have this WhatsApp group, just come and talk to our people, come and encourage our people. So do you know, there's a lady, Wendy Ologi, I hope I pronounced that right. She runs one of the biggest parenting academies in Africa, right? When she's doing a program, I think the last one she did, last month, I was not, like I said, I've not been on social media for a couple of weeks. Just a sabbatical, I'll be back. But when she ran the one of, this is July, maybe June or May, she was saying about 7,000 people have registered. I think it's about 6,000 or so to 6,000 naira per person. About 7,000 people have registered. Do the math. Just do the math for yourself. There's a lot of money. Let me continue. But one of the ways to collaborate is you can get in front of other people's audiences. Another way, you can package and partner for a win-win. So that means referral deals. You can bundle your services. You can co-create products or webinars or ebooks. Seller.co, they created one ebook, and that they were sharing and spreading and promoting. And in that ebook was written by more than 10 or 15 creators, different people of different, that have done business on Seller, that have sold a lot. And they just brought those people together. Hey, help us put together this product, right? So you can package, you can partner, think about it. What does this person have that I'm lacking? If they have an audience and you have a good product or service and offer, you can go and take it and you can share revenue, right? And not just that you can share revenue, but you can get some part of their audience to also follow you. If they have a good product and you're already building your audience, you can come and say, hey, why don't you partner? Let me interview you and we make an offer to my audience and we can share revenue. Different ways like that, right? So let's continue. Become the relevant authority. Guest speaking on webinars, YouTube, podcasts, panels, in-person events. The first time when I was trying to relaunch, get into the consulting, coaching, speaking, I was the one that went to meet them. Sometimes you don't actually have to wait for them to come to you. You go to the opportunity. So I Googled at the time, Rotary clubs in Lagos. I got the addresses, got the contact of the coordinator or director or something. I can't remember what they're called now. And I sent them an email. I said, hey, my name is this. I do this. I can bring this. I can, bring this value to your audience. I want to give you 15, 20 minutes talk. I listed 3 bullet points. I said, this is the main transformation that will come out from that talk. I listed 3 bullet points. I said, these are 3 key things that will happen. And then I'm going to do it for free, right? Just let me know. I didn't even have a website. I put a link to my LinkedIn profile. So they just went there and they saw it. And I spoke in many of those things, man. I still have some clients from those road trips now, right? So same way, you can reach out to people and you can speak. And you know what? Opportunities begat opportunities. So immediately you begin to speak for one. People say, okay, this person is a speaker. Boom, they begin to invite you. Soon you just be on ELC. Glory. Come on, somebody. All right, who to reach? People who already talk to your audience but offer something complimentary. Anybody you are trying to reach, somebody's already talking to them. Figure out who those people are. Right? Anybody you are trying to reach, somebody's already talking to them. So these are the people to reach out to. All right. Also, communities, associations, people who already have groups. There are groups you can sell, whether on Facebook, whether on WhatsApp. There are groups, right? There are associations, there are communities. Reach out to them. There are people that they have their Zoom meetings weekly. There may be a list of parents. There may be a list of business owners. There may be a list of, single people, whatever your product is, right? There may be a list of executives, of professionals. Reach out to them. Industry events. You can go to Eventbrite, and that's one thing I did in the past. I've not done it a lot these days, but you can go. There are many events platforms. Eventbrite, for example, you can go and see some of the programs happen. Search for the kind of program that you like to speak in, right? So if it's business, if it is faith-based, if it is and in faith-based events, you can sell market, you can sell product, you can sell coaching. I'm telling you, honestly, right? If it is family-based, you can pitch your product and your services. Show host and podcast and YouTube. So several people have podcasts, several people have YouTube. Several people are going live like you. Reach out to them, right? Hey, why don't we do a collaboration? I'd like to bring value to your audience, if you don't mind. These are 1, 2, 3 things I would like to cover. And when they go to your page and they see that what you are doing on your own page is valuable, they'll say, yes, why not? So before you do this, as you are doing this, please ensure that you are dropping value on your own page so that anybody that checks you out will say, okay, this is wonderful. I'd like to have you on my platform or to my audience. So NGOs, business clubs, groups, right? There's so much that you can reach out to. So very quickly, I think this is the last major point. How do you navigate? This is the last one and we are wrapping up, right? Because I want to take some questions. How do you navigate? Do a keyword search. So what I mean is this. Whatever platform you're using, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Eventbrite, go and search for the kind of influencers or events or the groups you are looking for, right? So if you are looking for an influencer on fashion, you can type something related to fashion, right? You can type something related to fashion or skincare, right? Type, if that's what you're looking, type it, and it will begin to show a lot of people that are posting in that regard. Then you begin to note them. You can follow them and see if that the kind of people you want to partner with, right? If that the kind of people you want to partner with, then you can begin to engage them, engage their content, right? So this is a keyword search. Now, I'm just doing this to show you a way to give you a frame. What I would really recommend is that you take this and you go to AI and say, I'm trying to get partners for my business, for my product, right? On YouTube, how do I find them? On LinkedIn, how do I find them? On Facebook, how do I find them? On IG, how do I find them? On X, how do I find them? What keywords should I use, right? And it will help you, to guide you. Like I said earlier, be relationship focused, not transactional. Engage before demanding. Connect with the intention to add value. So what you can do is that you begin to leave comments, thoughtful comments, not deep that they say something. Oh, wow, so beautiful. That you want the kind of comment that when you even leave the comment, the person will be forced to click your profile and go and check you out. It's something that, let me not say the person, before people find out. And I know many people do it anyway. They'll take a post, and they will just go to AI and say, come up with a very thoughtful comment. But let it be that your wisdom is sprinkled into it, because AI is really downsizing ideas, because it's becoming a little bit too generic. But for when it comes to brainstorming, it can help you brainstorm very powerfully, right? But let your comments be comprehensive, let it be thoughtful. After you have commented, let them take notice of you. You'll be surprised that some of them will even message you and say, thank you for always engaging my post. You enter. Glory. You enter. All right, so leverage artificial intelligence. Ask AI for help. Ask AI, how do I approach? What message do I send? How do I engage? Ideas. I cannot give you all of these things now because of the short time we have, but artificial intelligence can help you. Develop a routine for consistent connection. So you may say, every day I'm going to try and find and reach out to one person, so that at the end of the week, I have 5 people. Or at the end of the week, I have 6 or 7 people, depending on how you count your week. So give yourself a number, give yourself a target, something that you can do. If it's every week 3 people, that's fine. Something you can do. Then at least every week, I will jumpstart 3 conversations. Just to open the conversations. You may not go anywhere, but to just establish connection and say, hey, I've been seeing what you are doing, I appreciate it. If there's a way I can help you, or if you have known a way you can help, you can tell them. Or you can decide to say every week, between now and the end of the year, every week 3 connections, 3 conversations. Just imagine the breadth of the relationship that you gather. As I'm telling you this, and I'm just telling myself, when I get back on social media, I need to do this because it's something that I've done before. right? The breadth of the conversations and the connection you establish will be so powerful, right? So develop a routine. It is very important. Now, small, consistent action equals long-term influence and income. Myself and my brother, Divine, my younger brother, we're talking. And we said all the people that we have seen that are so much really successful that we knew, say, 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago and now, what has been one major thing that all of them have in common? And one of the key things that we could come up with is that all of them have been consistent. Have been consistent. Show up today, not show up tomorrow, it affects. And I can tell you from personal experience, right? But when you are showing up consistently, so for example, my brother, I talked about his YouTube page. From showing up when his YouTube did not look like it was doing well, was showing up, he was putting up videos to when it now became monetized, and the celebration. People have started reaching out to him from all over, and he's charging hundreds of thousands. I know the first time when he was doing classes, right? He was selling dance. To say they can sell anything. When they're selling classes, coaching, 35,000, he will come and say, how much should I charge? I'll say, this is how much you charge. Package like this, put it like this. His mindset then was 35K. After a while, he increased it to 50K. After a while, he increased it to 200K. People are paying. After a while, he increased it to 700K. People are paying. Consistent action, small, consistent action. Because the more you do it, the better you get. The better you package it, the more it goes. Small, consistent actions even add impact. So this week, create and make more offers. Create an offer. Make offers. The offer you make can even be something called a strategy session. Now I've said it. Ask AI, what's the strategy session? Help me package one for my business. But the idea of the strategy session is that you tell somebody, okay, can we get on the call? Let's talk. Let me see how I can help you. Let me understand what you are experiencing or what you're trying to accomplish. And we can find the best path for you to accomplish that. And you help them put together a very something simple plan. Let them ask you, please, can you help me execute this? Can you help me build this out? Can we work together? Can you coach me through the entire process? Or make an offer, sell something, put the price, this is how much it is. Make an offer this week. The second thing, identify and begin connecting. So set a target for yourself. This week, maybe 5 connections, 2 or 3 conversations. Or you can just say this week 3 conversations. This week 5 conversations. I want to start connecting with my audience. I want to start connecting with potential partners and potential collaborators. And with these few points of mine, I hope I have been able to bring some kind of conviction that you can monetize your influence digitally. I rushed and I left a lot of things out, but I hope it has been helpful. If you have questions, you can please feel free to ask. It's just 7 minutes to 10. Thank you. I hope you are still here. Okay, we can hear me. Great.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Confident. That was confident.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Confident. That was confidently beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so you see when we say we know they sell crap for you, now real value with the offer. All right, we have some hands up. Right. We have some hands up, so let's take the hands. We need to wrap this up. Okay, I think it's only one hand. So, Mrs. Tunwashe, please go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma.
Can we hear me? All right.
Yes.
Yes.
In fact, I wish that there was a voice emoji that could have sounded my clap when you ended the talk. Yeah, thank you so very much. It was really, really worthwhile. It was value. Now, I have 2 questions.
All right.
The first one is, how did you become someone that can do this?
Okay.
Yes, that's the first.
So what's the second one? So I can answer the 2 of them together.
The second is, who must we become to be able to do everything that you have just thought of?
Those are very powerful questions. Thank you very much. You know why I say these are powerful questions? Most people ask a do question or a have question, but the two questions you have asked are big questions. I hope you understand that. Questions of, because until that shifts, the doing and the having are natural consequences of being. So this is really hard question. So deep questions, right? I know, right? How I want to answer this. So let me give what I would say is the simplified answer. A couple of things. One, it's I think I read and study a lot more than the average person, and that's just reality. That's one. I will not negate the gift of God on my life. Yes, there's a gift of God in my life. However, I take it a lot further. I study, I read, I study, I read. Then I engage. So this is why I engage. I've been doing this training something for a long time, for a while. In fact, there was a period of maybe 7 or 8 years, maybe 10, I don't know. I was a coordinator for a teenagers fellowship. And almost every week I stood up and I spoke and I taught. And so I got better. And then when I started selling, or when I did network marketing some years ago, I was selling, making presentations, sold on the streets, different places. So I get better. And so there's a lot of practice. I wouldn't lie. So can you do it in a time shorter than I have done it? Absolutely. Or can anybody do it in a time shorter? Absolutely. But let me really answer your question, because the question you ask is a being question. First is to become the kind of person that can do this. So it is not just reading. Here's one of the reasons why I read and study and learn. Because one of my core values is growth. You see how people watch entertainment and watch movies and they're all right. I've not read. I'm itching to read. I'm itching to get something. I'm itching, and sometimes dense materials, technical materials by very, very deep thinkers. So because of that core value of being a growth-oriented person, right? So it makes it easier for me to do the reading, do the studying, do the videoing. So for example, I use my YouTube regularly. I listen to and watch videos at 2x, 2 times the speed. And so that when people are learning something in 6 hours, I'm learning it in 3 hours. And so not just that, thank God now I've been a premium YouTube user for a while. And for premiums, you can increase the speed. And so there are sometimes I listen to YouTube, I watch videos on 3 times the speed. And I've trained my mind to listen at 2.5 times or 3 times the speed and assimilate. I refuse to accept that I cannot assimilate it. So but I think that the thing starts from that identity shift and core values. I think that's where it starts from. Now, if you don't mind, I would like to slip over this question and answer in the group, because I think the answer will be different with a little bit more reflection. How can I be the person, sir?
Okay, let me allow you can. I will add to the response when you're done. Take the second one. Just take the second one. Yeah.
The second one. The second will be shorter. How can you become the person that can do all that I have just done and practice? Practice is the technology for mastery. Practice. And one of the key things of practice is doing it when when the consequences are not high. Yes, practice 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, present, talk, put your live stream session. Nobody should be there. Go and check some of my live stream. I'm sweating and I'm doing it. I'm saying it. Practice is the technology for mastery, to become the person. So when you marry it with the ideology, with the values, with the identity of I am somebody. There was a time, and many times I said I'm a world class communicator. So part of where I know I'm going, and I don't say it so much, that I'm going to instruct world leaders. And I have to be ready for that. I'm going slow now. I know I'm going slow. But first it's slow and then it's fast. That's always the process. First it's slow and then it's fast, at least for most people, right? And so when you marry that with a lot of practice, like I said, practice is the technology for mastery. Yeah, I'm sure that if I reflect, I'll give you a lot better answer. But on the spot, this is what I can bring up. Thank you very much for that question. Yeah, Pastor Ayosa.
Yeah,
Thank you,
so
sir.
thank you so much, bro. Confidence. That was really amazing. So, in addition to what he shared, I think you already mentioned one of the things I was going to say earlier that we're doing, and I think this thing also has to do with the vision of who you want to be, right? Are you just there to catch clout, or you are there to make impact? Are you just there to be another player, or you are there to be a premium player? The image of yourself, what you see of yourself will determine how far you are willing to go, right? And like you said, these things come with practice. Remember, I shared earlier, or was it last week, that when you write your profile, it's not likely that the very first profile you have will be what you will use. This thing will keep evolving as you evolve. So if you have been following our principal mentor, you realize that the profile he has now has not been his profile, wasn't his profile like last year. Yes, even this time last year, that was not his profile. But the image that you see of yourself keeps evolving. And then it has to be, how hungry are you to be a better person? And that's one of the things that gave birth to this 30 days challenge. Can you go all out? I was sharing with someone earlier today that these guys we call content creators. If you know the kind of routine they run, the kind of life those guys live is massive. There's one of these guys, one of these billionaire singers, someone. I know a guy who, there's one of my proteges who used to manage Whiskey. This guy will tell me that they could come from a tour. They just came back from a tour. When you come back from a tour, you are supposed to at least chill out, somewhere, hang out and all. He said as they are landing in Lagos like this, Whiskey is going to the studio. And if he enters studio, who are you, the manager, where you won't go? Everybody enters studio with them. And then this guy will just start playing around. Before you know it, one song will just drop, one inspiration will come. This is how these guys roll. But people will only see the glamour, they only see they only see, all the money and all of that. But there is a lot of hard work that goes into these things. So that still boils down to, how hungry are you, to be the number one in what you do, to be recognized globally. How far do you want to go? So if you can see that picture, and like he said, we've been doing this thing for since when, confidence, right? It is that staying power. That staying power that, oh, more, I must do this thing. I must do it. You keep showing up. You keep showing up. You keep showing up. Just stay there, right? Over time, then people will say yes. There's this guy, what's his name? This Sabi writer guy. Can you remember his name? Confidence.
I think
Chinonso Gogo. So Chinonso started writing something about last year. His business was 10 years last year. And then he shared the story of how they started, how he had He didn't have a house, but the room where he was squatting, how he started his office. And then he said, 10 years down the line, he kept saying something. He said, a lot can happen in 10 years. A lot can happen in 10 years. That was his mantra all through last year. A lot can happen in 10 years. The question I want to ask us is, how far do you see yourself going in the next 10 years? Right? Even when there is no applause, like Confidence said, sometimes you call for a program, nobody shows up. How far are you willing to go? Those are the things that build mastery. It is doing that work. Over time, it gets easier. But that beginning, you must do the work, you must do the grinding. So that's just what I will add to that. And I hope it helps a bit. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I hope you don't mind. I just want to add a follow-up. Like I said, can you do it in a shorter time that I've done? Absolutely. I'm learning now differently, that there's different ways to learn. And initially, we're learning and trying to progress based on timeline. For example, someone say, I've read 50 books this year. We did not know that we should be learning and progressing based on understanding. And sometimes, just like, I don't know if I've heard this Bruce Lee kick, this Bruce Lee quote, he said, I don't fear the person that knows 10,000 kicks, but it's the person that has done one kick 10,000 times, right? That's progressing based on specific milestone that you have hit. I want to hit this milestone in my understanding of these things, And so I also learned that there is sequence to learning. There's sequence to practicing. Because there are some things that I learned early was good, but it will not necessarily be useful until I'm talking to a world leader. And there are some things that I'm supposed to be able to engage a CEO now, that I'm just learning now. And so sequence of the material to learn. So these are little nuances and context that we may take into account. And especially when you look at now, there is a multiplicity of materials on YouTube and all of that, So I just wanted to add that, but it is possible. But like Pastor says, you press, you push, you press, you push. And with quite a good number of practice and a lot more available information, yes, you can do, and you don't have to do like me. Of course, you do your style and you'll be very wonderful. You do your style. Thank you. If there's any other question.
Yeah, Bola's hand is up. Olowo Yeye.
All right, please. Yeah.
Mr. Bola, we can't hear you. All right, so I want to say a big thank you to everyone once again. Please, if you can unmute and just say thank you, Confidence. Thank you so, so much. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir. God
Thank
bless
you.
you for the
Thank
great
you.
work.
Welcome.
God bless you.
God
That
bless
was a
you, sir.
master
Thank you,
class.
confidence. God bless you.
Thank you.
That,
Pastor
that
Da,
was
thank you a lot to for
that,
confidence.
that was
Very,
a
very
master class. All right, thank you.
yes,
Right,
yes,
so
yes.
so you see, like we're gradually bringing everything to a close. This week is going to be very intense in our daily activities because you are going to make your offer this week. You're going to make an offer this week. So what we did last week is to build up on your brand and being able to master your voice. And then I gave us a three-part teaching. So from next week you'll be making offers. And remember that I also shared that so what we're going to do for next month, it's the practicality of all the things we have learned in the course of this month. How do you go about step-by-step guides to creating your product, right? So, and I said that that for us is going to be free, but to attend it, you need to bring somebody who will pay. All right. So I'll be sharing details in the WhatsApp group, so you can share it with your friends. So I'll share the flyer with us. So I want to encourage you, please share with somebody. It's going to be very life transforming, practical. I'll be holding your hands step by step. At the end of the whole thing, we're going to do 5 days. That's 16, 17, 23, 24, and 31st, yes, and 31st of August, 5 days, two Saturdays, 3 Sundays. So we will run it through like that, and at the end of it, one thing is guaranteed: you will have a product that you can sell, and then how to go about selling, setting up those platforms. So we're going to take it step by step. It's hands-on, it's a workshop, hands-on, step by step. You will create it yourself, you will package it, you will design it, you will upload it, in a place where you can sell it. So those ones are going to be very, very practical. So hands-on, right? So I want to encourage you to please invite someone, sell it to someone, let somebody partake of it. And I want to say a big thank you to you for the commitment to this. It's amazing. It's so amazing. So please clap for yourself. Can you thank yourself on my behalf? All right. Tell yourself, well done, well done, well done, well done, well done. Let me feel it in the chat room. Well done, well done, well done, well done, well done. Right. So say well done to yourself. Right. Clap for yourself for making it to day 20. It's not beans. It's not beans. Well done, well done. So that will be all for tonight. We need to really go to bed. I had a very long day. I went for visitation today, came back around 7:30, and then we had to be here again tonight. It's just one of those things. I'll be dropping the activity for tomorrow in a bit before I retire to bed. All right, so thank you, everyone. Let's have a beautiful night, and see you tomorrow, and see you in the WhatsApp group. Bye, everyone. Have a beautiful
God
week.
bless you, sir. Have a
I
Good
peaceful
night, sir. Good night,
believe in
everyone.
you.
Good night, sir.
Thank you,
God
sir.
Yes,
bless you,
sir.
sir.
All
Well
right.
done,
Thank
sir.
you, everyone. Thank
Appreciate it.
you.